Control Demolition Incorporated is one of the world's leading demolition companies. Mark Loiseau has been in this family business all his life. He knows what it takes to bring a building down.
The largest steel structure we've taken down, which I think is still a Guinness record, is the J.L. Hudson building in Detroit. It took months to design it. It took months to prepare the structure for the placement of the explosive charges. Months. It's noisy. There's just no way to get around it. You go in, you knock out, usually, all the walls on the floors where you place explosives. Gut them.
Then there's the placing of all the hundreds of explosive charges, plus literally miles of initiating cable and miles more detonating cord.
Is it actually possible to have done a controlled demolition of a building like Building 7 and it to be occupied and no one to have seen anything?
In a screenplay, in a movie, something with Bruce Willis in it, maybe. In reality, no.
But the architect Richard Gage has an answer for that.
It's possible, although this is mere speculation, that the explosives could have been planted prior to each floor being remodeled, or during such remodeling, or even during the initial erection of the building.
So when would that be? What sort of dates would you get into for that?
The building was built in the 80s.
Really? I don't know what to say to that. These explosives have a life expectancy. They have a shelf life. Some of the ones manufactured here in this country, they say use within 3 years. Otherwise, you can't trust them to go off at all.
But what about the sounds of explosions before the collapse? This one was recorded after both of the Twin Towers had collapsed and before Tower 7's collapse.
What's an explosion sound like? Most people don't know because most people have never heard one. So any sharp, loud bang, that's probably an explosion.
10 massive buildings were partially damaged or destroyed on 9/11. Everywhere, burning cars and trucks and petrol tanks exploding. But was any evidence found of the huge explosive charges that would be needed at the time of Tower 7's collapse?
When you're dealing with charges this size, the amount of air that is displaced will break windows easily.
Mark Loiseau was brought in by the Office of Emergency Management 3 days after 9/11 to advise on the removal of debris.
There were a lot of broken windows there, mainly from impact of debris, but I didn't see windows broken on the backs of buildings, only where debris falling from the towers struck it. But come around the backside, no. Windows weren't broken there. They were shielded from debris falling. If explosives of the magnitude necessary to cut the columns in a big building were detonated, the windows all the way around would have been shattered. No way around it.
And they would leave behind some unmistakable signs of explosives.
In a structure that is taken down with explosives, you would find these tubes. You would very likely find the upper portion of this cap where the delay element is.